It's rare when you come across a horror game that innovates the genre. It's rare because by innovating, you are changing the formula that is known to work and creating something new and unknown. It's a risk. On the left, there's a chance it won't work, and on the right, there's a chance it does work. And in that middle area, sometimes it opens possibilities to new experiences for this innovation to be taken farther. I feel Decimate Drive is in that middle area. It truly has a new and innovative idea on its hands, but doesn't go far enough with it to see its full potential. Decimate Drive is an indie horror game developed by Some Random Designing, inspired by 80s car-themed horror. It's a very short horror game, running around 6 minutes, and takes you to a snowy environment with murderous vehicles driving after you. If this interests you at all, I highly advise checking this game out. I'll leave a link in the description. It's not long, and it's free, so give it a try. With that said, let's talk about the story, what I liked, didn't like, and what I think could be done to bring this game to its full potential. The game starts you off looking down a long roadway with snow covering the environment. After walking down the road a little, you come across a building of sorts and see a glowing red opening. When you walk into this red opening, it teleports you to a roadway and a tunnel. Behind you on the right side, you'll notice a camper van idling farther down the tunnel. When you continue to walk down the tunnel, you'll notice the camper van is driving closer to you with no one in it. As you walk closer to the red opening, you realize this camper van is stalking you, seeming to wait for a perfect moment to take you out. When you go through the red opening, it takes you to a back alleyway. Just when you get situated, you hear a car driving closer to you at full speed. You look up and see a car launch itself over into the alleyway you're in. Without any regard to its surroundings, it goes full throttle towards you with the intent to kill. You start running and manage to make your way to another opening, which takes you to a parking lot. And in this parking lot, you realize both the car and the camper van are after you. Thinking on your feet, you dodge the murderous vehicles and make your way to another red opening, which brings you to an elevator. You exit the elevator and continue to be chased down by 2 other cars in an alleyway, dodging them as they charge you. When you finally make it through and enter the red opening, which takes you to the top of a tall building, the game ends with you jumping off the building into another red opening, and you wake up in some kind of hospital. So before talking about that gameplay, I am aware the developer has mentioned that they're currently working on making it into a full game, with more vehicles, levels, and a new story. With that out of the way, I first want to talk about the aspects of this game that I really enjoyed. So the best part of this game is the utilization of cars. I love the small build-up at the beginning with the camper van slowly following you as you walk down this tunnel. This was such a good way to prepare the player for what was to come and build up that tension between the game and the player. I also liked that in all the cars, there was no one driving. The developer could easily made the windows pitch black or had someone driving the cars. When you see these vehicles driving towards you without anyone in them, it's very unsettling because the cars are moving as if someone or something is driving them with the intent of killing you. It's a small detail, but having that ability to see into the vehicle's windows adds a lot to the creep factor. I also like the designs of the levels. I could tell they were well thought out by the developer. When you first get introduced to the vehicles chasing you in the parking lot, there are lampposts around. These lampposts ended up making the vehicles either crash or go around them. By doing this, it gives the player time to react and get used to this new situation. Later in the game, when you're in a bigger alleyway with 2 cars, everything is laid out enough to give you space to dodge these vehicles and to allow these vehicles to maneuver the map effectively. I really liked how cramped the second to last level felt. It really added to the intensity of coming close to getting ran over. And lastly, I really liked that little detail of having the red openings sound like a car engine revving. And as much as I enjoy the sounds these red openings make, I feel they really hurt the gameplay. They're basically used as a way to teleport to the next level. I think it would have been better to have all the levels tied together by a door or a huge entrance, rather than going through a red teleporter. It ruins the immersion and resets the tension from whatever level you were in. I think this is the biggest part of what is holding this short game back, because being able to immerse yourself in a horror game is important, and you need that if you want to scare a player. I also think the car's AI needs some improvement. They tend to flip over, get stuck on objects, or just hit objects way too much. I understand creating AI pathfinding isn't easy, but if a huge part of this game is based around cars chasing you, it's gonna require good AI pathfinding. All that said, there are tons of possibilities to enhance this game's fear factor. I think having a car play the chase music through the radio is such a smart idea, but the music played does not instill fear in me. I think it would be much better to have the car's radios broken, which could cause cause the music to be distorted. Imagine hearing a creepy out-of-tune music played from afar, knowing that it's a vehicle coming towards you with the intent to kill. It would help a lot with creating a creepy atmosphere. Along with this, what if the game was more of a stealth game where you're trying to sneak away from these cars? Maybe the character you're playing as needs to make it somewhere without getting killed by these murderous vehicles. Imagine, you have to go through the neighborhood or city trying to avoid these murderous vehicles in fear for your life. What if the car's lights turned on as soon as they see you, and a loud, out-of-tune note played when the lights turned on to farther drive that fear of being caught? I feel all these possibilities would fit this kind of game and really fledge out this amazing concept. Overall, this game has huge potential, and I'm very happy to hear that this developer is making a full version of this game and farther improving this concept. I'll be following this game's development and most likely make a video of the full game whenever it releases, because I really do believe this game has something innovative here. With that said, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and maybe subscribe so you don't miss out on future devilish content. See you next time.